So today we want to look at this particular perspective. This is question number one. If for those who wrote chemistry like exam, this is question number one. And what does question number one say? Which of the following pairs of gases cannot be collected by what? Downward displacement. Downward displacement. It is either you call it is either this thing is called downward displacement, downward delivery, or what? Downward displacement of what? Air. What that means is that downward displacement or downward delivery means that those gases that are heavier than air can be collected using what? Downward delivery. Those gases that are heavier than air can be collected by what? Downward delivery. I repeat, those gases that are heavier than air can be collected by what? Downward delivery. While those gases that are lighter than air can be collected using what? Upward delivery. Is that understood? Gases that are denser than air or heavier than air can be collected using what? Downward displacement or downward delivery, while gases that are lighter than air can be collected using what? Upward delivery. Now, how do I know this gas is lighter than air? How do I know this gas is heavier than what? Air. Now, what is the composition of air? What makes your air? The air that we breathe. So now, what you should know is that the major thing, the major element that comprises air is what? Nitrogen. We have nitrogen and what? Oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen. Those are the two major components of that make up of this air that we breathe. But the air, the nitrogen, the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere is more than that of what? Oxygen. Here, nitrogen is 78.08%, just like that. 78. So this air that we breathe contains about 78% of what? Of nitrogen. Oxygen is what? About 20 or 21%. 21%, let me just put it like this. 21% of what? Of oxygen. I mean the air that we breathe contains what? 21% of oxygen. Now, if you add these two things now, it's about 99%. The other one, we have carbon dioxide, rare gases, water vapor that complete those ones, they are 0.00%. You get that? Now, if nitrogen and oxygen are the two major things that comprises air, what is the molar mass of these two things? Nitrogen has atomic mass of 14. Oxygen has atomic mass of what? 16. If you add these two things together, they give you what? They give you 30. So the molar mass of the relative molecular mass of nitrogen and oxygen give you what? 30. Now, any gas that has a atomic mass or molar mass that is bigger than this, that is bigger than 30, it means that that gas can be collected using what? Downward delivery. Is that understood? Any gas that has atomic mass that or relative molecular mass that is bigger than, that is more than this 30, it means that it can be collected by what? Downward delivery. While any gas that it's, if you calculate the relative molecular mass, it's not up to 30, it can be collected using what? Upward delivery. Now let's go back to our question. This is sulfur and what? Ammonia. Sulfur here, look at sulfur. The atomic mass of sulfur is what? Atomic mass of sulfur is 32. 32. Oxygen is what? 16. And oxygen here has 2 atoms. It means that 2 times 16 give what? 32. So 32 plus 32 give what? 64. Only this one self is which of the following pairs of gases cannot be collected by what? Downward. It means that this one can be collected using what? Downward displacement, because 64 here is more than what? Is more than 30. Now let's go to ammonia. Ammonia, nitrogen is what? Nitrogen is equals to what? 16. And hydrogen is what? Hydrogen here is 1. 1 times 3 give you what? It give you 3. Hydrogen is equals to what? 3. So if you add these two things together, you what? 19. Two of them, are they the same? Ammonia is lighter. You get that? Ammonia can be collected using what? Upward displacement. While this one can be collected using what? Downward displacement. It means that these two are what? Are wrong. You get that? Are you understanding? Now we now go to this one. Carbon monoxide and what? Nitrogen gas. Carbon has atomic mass of what? CO and what? and N2. Carbon monoxide. Carbon has atomic mass of what? 12. Oxygen has atomic mass of what? 16. Add these two things together, we have what? 28. Is that understood? Now nitrogen now has what? Nitrogen has 14. Has 2 atoms. 14 times 2 will give us what? It give us 28. It means that this one now, 28 is not up to 30. This one is not up to 30. So these two pairs now, they are not up to what? 30. So they cannot be collected using what? Downward delivery. Is that understood? They cannot be collected using what? Downward delivery. Because if you look at the relative atomic masses or molecular masses, you find out that this one is not up to 30. This one is not up to 30. So this both of them can be collected using what? Upward delivery. Is that understood? So the correct option is what? Z. Now if you go to this one, let me just explain. If you go to delivery, because the atomic mass is not up to what? It's not up to 30. What is that? It's not up to 30. So this one can be collected using upward delivery. This one can be collected using what? Downward delivery. These two now can be collected using what? Upward delivery, not downward delivery. So if the gases that cannot be collected by downward delivery is what? The pairs. Pairs is 2. Pairs is 2. So this one and this one cannot be collected using downward delivery.